Have you ever paused for a moment and truly asked yourself, asterisk, am I actually aging well? Asterisk, most people assume that turning 65 or beyond automatically means losing energy, slowing down, or becoming dependent on others. It's a story society has told us for decades. But here's something powerful. That story isn't always true. In fact, many people your age are quietly defying those expectations, and they don't even realize it. They're living proof that aging doesn't have to mean decline. It can mean strength, resilience, and independence. What if you're one of them? This video is for you. We're about to uncover 8 powerful signs that you're not just aging, you're aging exceptionally well. These aren't surface-level compliments, like, you don't look your age. These are deeper, physical and mental indicators that your body and mind are functioning far better than most people expect for someone in their late 60s, 70s, or even 80s. If you can still do just a few things we're about to list, you are among a rare and impressive group of people. Let's get into it. The first sign is one that most people overlook entirely: your grip strength. It might sound strange, but the strength of your hands is one of the most reliable predictors of your overall health and longevity. If you can still firmly shake hands, open tightly sealed jars, or carry heavy grocery bags without needing a break, you're doing better than you think. Your grip isn't just about your hands. It reflects the health of your muscles, your nervous system, and even your heart. Several studies have found that older adults with strong grip strength are more likely to live longer, recover faster from illness, and remain independent longer than those with weaker grips. Picture Frank, a 75-year-old man who still works in his garden every morning. He lifts pots, digs into the soil, and trims hedges with ease. At a recent checkup, his doctor was amazed and said, "Your grip strength is stronger than some men in their 50s. That strength isn't just a point of pride. It's a direct sign of excellent health. When grip weakens, it doesn't happen in isolation. A weaker grip often means the body is losing muscle mass, losing coordination, and may even be at risk for more serious problems like falls or reduced mobility. So if you still feel confident using your hands, holding, lifting, carrying, know that your body is doing something remarkable. You are aging with strength and resilience that is increasingly rare. The second sign you're aging exceptionally well is your ability to get up from the floor without help. This may sound like a simple task, but it actually demands a high level of coordination, balance, flexibility, and strength, especially in your core and legs. If you can still sit on the floor and rise back up to standing without using your hands for support or holding onto furniture, you're doing far better than most people your age. This ability reflects how well your body has preserved its functional strength, and it's directly linked to how long you'll remain mobile and independent. Take Margaret, 72, who still does yoga every morning. She can move from sitting to standing with fluid motion. Her doctor once told her, "Most women your age can't do what you're doing without assistance." But Margaret can, and that means her body is still performing at a high level. Studies show that people who struggle with getting up from the floor are at much higher risk of falling, suffering mobility loss, and even experiencing shortened lifespan. But if you can still do it with ease, your body is in sync, muscles, joints, nerves, balance, all working together like a well-tuned machine. The third powerful sign of exceptional aging is your posture. Yes, posture. Most people don't think of it as important, but how you hold yourself says a lot about how your body is aging. If you can still stand tall with your shoulders back, walk without leaning forward, and sit without constantly slouching, you're doing far better than most people over 65. Over time, poor posture leads to back pain, decreased lung capacity, poor digestion, and balance issues. It affects how you breathe, how much energy you have, and even your confidence. Picture George, a 74-year-old retired schoolteacher. He still walks every day with his head high and back straight. People often assume he's younger than he is, not because of his face, but because of how he carries himself. His doctor once told him, "Your posture is better than many men 20 years younger." That's because George actively works on staying strong, stretching, and avoiding sedentary habits. When your posture is good, your spine is properly aligned, your lungs expand more fully, and your body doesn't have to overwork itself to stay upright. It's not just about appearances. It's about balance, breathing, strength, and long-term health. So if you're still standing tall, you're not just looking confident. You're physically showing that you've aged incredibly well. Next, let's talk about your ability to stand up from a chair without using your hands. You may not think about it, but this everyday movement is a real test of strength, coordination, and joint health. If you can rise from a seated position without pushing off the armrests or your knees, it means your legs, core, and balance systems are still working together efficiently. This is a big deal. As people age, these movements become harder, not all at once, but gradually. You start to lean forward a little more. You use your hands just to help out. Eventually, those little struggles become a daily reality, but not for everyone. Take Linda, a 72-year-old grandmother. At a recent family gathering, her grandson jokingly challenged her to stand from the floor without using her hands. To everyone's surprise, including hers, she did it with ease. She hadn't realized how much her morning walks and occasional stretches were helping her body stay strong. That simple moment said something powerful. Her physical independence was still intact, and that's a big deal. Research shows that older adults who can rise from sitting without assistance are far more likely to maintain independence, avoid injuries, and even live longer. That movement may seem ordinary, but it's actually a marker of extraordinary health. If you've made it this far into the video and found yourself nodding along, thinking, yes, I can still do that, then take a moment to appreciate what that means. You are part of a rare and resilient group. Many people over 65 begin to lose these abilities without even realizing it. They chalk it up to just getting older. But the truth is, these abilities aren't guaranteed with age. They're earned through how you live, how you move, and how you care for your body. You might not hear it often, but let's be clear. If you're still doing these things, you are not just surviving, you are thriving. You are aging with strength, clarity, and vitality that is increasingly rare, and that deserves to be celebrated. Let's start with balance. Specifically, your ability to stand on one leg for more than 10 seconds without needing to hold on to anything. It's a surprisingly difficult task for many people over 65, yet it's one of the clearest ways to test how your body's coordination, leg strength, and nervous system are holding up. Standing on one leg requires full body focus. Your brain communicates with your muscles, your joints respond in micro-adjustments, and your core quietly stabilizes everything. If even one part of that chain is weak, the whole system wobbles. Imagine trying it right now. Just stand up, lift one foot a few inches off the floor, and slowly count to 10. Can you do it without shifting, swaying, or grabbing a table? If so, you're doing something remarkable. Most seniors struggle to balance for more than a few seconds. In fact, research has linked poor balance to a higher risk of falls, fractures, hospitalization, and even shorter lifespan. That's because balance isn't just about standing still. It's about how your entire body communicates and reacts under stress. Think about Frank, a 77-year-old retired carpenter. For most of his life, he worked with precision and physical control. But one day, walking on uneven pavement, he felt a strange sensation, like he might fall. That scared him. At his next checkup, his doctor asked him to do the simple one-leg test. Frank barely lasted 5 seconds, but he took it seriously. He started doing basic balance exercises every day, walking heel to toe, standing on one leg while brushing his teeth, even dancing again. Within months, he could balance for over 15 seconds without even thinking about it. What changed? Not just his muscles, but his brain-body connection. That's what balance is, communication between systems. If you can still balance with ease, you're demonstrating something rare. You're aging with a body that still listens, reacts, and supports you in real time. Now, let's move to another surprisingly telling sign. Whether or not you can carry a bag of groceries without feeling drained. It might not seem like much, but the ability to lift and carry things like shopping bags, a laundry basket, or a small box speaks volumes about your body's remaining strength. It means your arms, back, core, and grip are all still working together in harmony. And in older adults, this is increasingly rare. As we age, our muscles naturally lose mass and power. Bones may lose density. Nerve signals slow down. But if you can still carry your groceries in one trip from the car to the kitchen, or pick up something moderately heavy, without needing to sit down after a few steps, you're showing a level of physical health that's becoming less and less common. Take Walter, a 74-year-old retired schoolteacher. One day, he was at the grocery store loading bags into his car when a younger man nearby offered to help. Walter smiled and said, "I've been doing this for decades. I'm good." Later, he realized the stranger hadn't meant any harm. It's just rare to see someone his age lifting with such ease, and he was proud of that. What Walter didn't know was that grip strength and upper body endurance, like his, are two of the most important indicators of longevity. When you stop being able to lift or carry things, it's often a sign that strength is fading across the board. That's when falls happen or injuries from something as simple as pulling open a heavy door. But when you can still lift, hold, and move with control, even for basic tasks, you're not just physically capable. You're ahead of the curve. You're maintaining something called functional strength, the kind of strength that keeps you independent. It allows you to live on your own terms, to move without fear, to enjoy life without asking for help at every turn. And here's something beautiful. Even if you've lost a bit of that strength, you can get it back. It's never too late. Studies show that older adults can still build muscle and improve endurance with light resistance training, hand exercises, and basic physical activity. The key is to keep using what you've got and not to stop moving. Your body is listening. It's adapting, and it wants to help you stay strong. Another powerful sign of healthy aging is something we touched on in part 1, but deserves a second look. Your ability to get down on the floor and stand back up without using your hands. Yes, we already mentioned this once, but here's why it's showing up again. It's that important. In fact, medical researchers use a version of this exact movement, the sit-to-stand test, as a way to measure health risks in older adults. People who can't get up from the floor without support are statistically more likely to suffer from falls, joint issues, muscle loss, and even earlier mortality. Think about how often this ability comes up in real life. Playing with grandkids, reaching under a bed, getting something from a low cabinet. Losing the ability to get up easily doesn't just limit your movement. It limits your lifestyle. It means you might hesitate to get down at all. And when people start avoiding certain movements out of fear or difficulty, they start losing even more strength. Take Emma, an 80-year-old grandmother who was playing on the living room floor with her 2 young grandchildren. When it was time to stand up, she instinctively rolled to one knee, pushed off lightly, and stood upright with zero effort. Her daughter, watching nearby, was stunned. "Mom, I know people in their 50s who can't do that," she said. Emma hadn't even thought about it. Because she's always been active, her strength came not from extreme workouts or special diets, but from moving her body every single day. Walking, gardening, sitting on the floor, getting back up. That one moment with her grandchildren wasn't just a sweet memory. It was a powerful demonstration of health. Here's what most people don't realize. You don't have to do it perfectly to benefit. Even practicing modified versions of that movement, using a cushion or chair for support, trains your body to stay mobile. It keeps your joints flexible, your muscles responsive, and your balance steady. If you're someone who can still get down and stand back up without help, you are in a very rare group. You are maintaining full body coordination, functional strength, and mental focus at a level most seniors don't. So far, if you've nodded your head, smiled, or tested any of these signs and thought, "Hey, I can still do that," that's amazing. Seriously, the things you're able to do today may seem small, but they're deeply connected to your ability to live well, stay independent, and enjoy your life for many years to come. These physical abilities aren't just movements. They're messages from your body. They're saying, "I've still got it." And if you're listening, if you're aware, you're already doing better than most. Now, what is functional independence? It's the ability to live life on your own terms, to move through your day without needing someone else's help for the basics, to trust your body to do what you ask of it. And that freedom, that quiet power, is what defines exceptional aging. Because when you lose it, life begins to shrink. The places you go, the activities you enjoy, even the confidence you carry, all of it begins to feel limited. But when you keep your abilities, your life stays open, full, and deeply satisfying. Here's the most beautiful part. Even if you've lost one or two of these abilities, that doesn't mean the story is over. In fact, it's just beginning. Because the body, even in your 70s, 80s, and beyond, is incredibly adaptive. The muscles you haven't used in years, they can still strengthen. The balance you thought was gone, it can return. The flexibility that feels lost, you can get it back, slowly, gently, and consistently. The first step is paying attention. Most people ignore their abilities until they've lost them. But you're already listening. That awareness alone gives you a massive advantage. You're catching the signs early, acknowledging what you're capable of, and being honest about what you want to protect. So how do you keep moving forward? How do you maintain or regain these rare, powerful signs of health? Start small. You don't need fancy equipment, a gym membership, or an aggressive workout plan. You need movement. Daily, intentional, meaningful movement. Walk every day, even if it's slow. Stand on one leg while brushing your teeth. Practice sitting on the floor and getting back up, using a chair for support if needed. Squeeze a tennis ball to strengthen your grip. Stretch for 5 minutes in the morning before your coffee. These little habits may seem insignificant, but they compound over time. They whisper to your body, "We're not done yet," and your body responds. What also matters is mindset. And if you're watching this, you already have the right one. Most people over 65 are told to slow down, to accept decline, to adjust to a smaller life. But not you. You decided to stay curious, to keep learning, and to keep investing in yourself. That makes all the difference. It's not just your muscles and bones that are strong. It's your spirit. And that inner strength is what carries you forward. Let's not forget your mental health and sharpness. Being physically strong is one thing. But if you're still able to focus, make decisions, remember details, and hold meaningful conversations, you're showcasing a level of cognitive resilience that is just as rare. Studies show that regular movement, good sleep, hydration, and connection with others all play a role in protecting the brain. So if you're still thinking clearly, feeling emotionally grounded, and engaging with the world, that's another massive sign that you're aging exceptionally. There's a saying that goes, "Growing older is mandatory. Growing weaker is not." That's the heart of this message. You don't have to train like an athlete or live like a monk. You just have to keep showing up for yourself. A walk, a stretch, a few deep breaths, a positive conversation. It all matters. And over time, it creates a life where aging feels like a gift, not a sentence. Let's revisit something important. The reason these abilities are rare isn't because they're complicated. It's because so many people stop trying. They assume it's too late. They slow down more than they need to. They sit more, move less, doubt themselves more, and settle for less. But your body is built to adapt. It listens to what you do most. If you rest, it rests. If you move, it moves. If you challenge it, it rises to meet you. So here's what I want you to take from this entire series. You are not average. If you can still perform even half the things we talked about, you are part of a very small, powerful group. You're aging in a way that defies expectations. And if you're not there yet, that's okay too, because now you have the awareness and the tools to change course. Aging exceptionally isn't about staying young. It's about staying capable. It's about waking up and knowing that your body can still carry you through the day with strength and steadiness, that your mind still feels clear, that you can still play with your grandkids, pick up the things you need, walk through your home without fear, and do it all with pride. That is true wealth. That is real success. So let me ask you, which one of these signs stood out to you the most? Is there something you're proud of? Maybe something you didn't realize was so impressive until now? Or is there something you want to work on starting today? Maybe balance. Maybe strength. Maybe just moving more often and with more purpose. Leave a comment and share your thoughts. Your story matters, and by sharing, you may inspire someone else who's just beginning their journey. You may remind them that it's never too late to rebuild, restart, or rediscover what their body can do. If you found this series helpful, we'd be honored if you liked the video, subscribed, and shared it with someone you care about.